thank you very much. For these two particular drugs, chloramfenicol as well as chloramfenicol palmitate, which
Yes.
you've received approval for from the Mexican authorities, how big
Yes.
an opportunity is it for Anuh Pharma?
See, the world consumption of chloramfenicol and chloramfenicol palmitate is between 300 to 350 metric tons per year.
Okay.
And with this approval, there will be market opening in Mexico as well as all Latin American countries.
Okay, Mr. Shah, good morning. So how big is the opportunity for you? How big is the market? And I mean, if you could quantify in terms of numbers for us.
Mexico plus Latin America should be about 50-60 metric tons per year.
Okay, so you will be supplying 50 to 60 metric tons to companies in Mexico as well as other Latin American countries.
Very correct.
Okay. Any more approvals that we can expect for the Mexican market based on this approval that you've received? Any more that you're expecting?
See, we already have a Mexican approval for entire erythromycin range of products. Now we are getting for chloramfenicol and chloramfenicol palmitate. And within next 15 days, we expect some another approval, which I can't tell you right now unless the approval is in my hands.
Okay. Can you just tell us about your projected sales, because your Q2 was very strong with revenue up around 28.6%. So with
Yes.
these approvals, what is the run rate on a quarterly basis that we can expect?
Madam, I am really not on the top line. My focus is always on the bottom line. And we propose that we will be performing the same way in third quarter as well as in fourth quarter of the current financial year.
Okay. All right, Mr. Shah, we're going to leave it on that note. Thank you very much for joining in and talking to us. Well, that is the word coming in from Anuh Pharma, but there is some news from Reuters where Vodacom SA is nearing a deal with Neotel on modified terms, and that was expected. So Tata Communication is the stock in focus. That stock is surging by around 2 to 3% odd. We'll do one thing, we'll try and get Rima in to talk more about this, but it would be a positive with regards to the Neotel business, and that Vodacom has reached a new deal in terms of modified terms at this point in time. A lot of stocks buzzing.
Yeah, lots of stocks buzzing, in fact, and Tata Communication is the latest one that's up about 1.5% at this point in time. Based on that news, the Vodacom Neotel deal reaching modified terms. But a couple of pharma names are also in focus today, Dr. Reddy's and Glenmark, both of them because of what's happened in terms of political developments in Venezuela. So Ekta will explain to us how that impacts both these companies.
Well, that's because the opposition party, we understand, has won, and one of the mandates was to, devalue the currency, or maybe bring it to a more realistic level. So that would mean that there are fears of devaluation which would come up, and that would impact something like a Dr. Reddy's as well as a Glenmark directly. That's because they have sales